Sonic the Hedgehog 4 is coming out in March of 2027. Now that sounds like it's nowhere close, and quite frankly, you're right, but I can't wait to make some predictions. Also, the Game Awards is going to be happening like next week, I think, so yeah, they might, at the very least, reveal a logo. If anything comes out, it will be a logo, but it probably won't be, so that's why I'm making this video now, just in case the logo does have something to reveal to us. So yeah, we're going to talk about Sonic 4, and will it be based on Sonic CD? Who will be in it? What will be the plot? Etc, etc. So yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, so first of all, our movie needs a game basis, as has been the trend with the last couple of projects. See Sonic 3, Sonic Adventure 2, and the Knuckles show being loosely based off Sonic 06. I guess you could even say Sonic 1 was based on Sonic 1. But, what are our options for Sonic 4? Well, we got Sonic CD, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Superstars maybe? No, actually no. We have two very clear options, and I picked those two because of the bigger role of Amy and Metal Sonic. And like Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which combined the plot of Sonic 2 and 3, I believe this movie will start as a Sonic CD movie, but progressively go into a Heroes adaptation, like Sonic 2 did. So now that we got that covered, let's talk about some characters. Okay, let's speedrun the characters I'm almost 100% sure will be in the movie. Team Sonic, Amy, Metal Sonic, Tom, Maddie, and maybe Rockwell and Shadow, although those two are a little iffy. Anyway, it's now where I talk about some characters I might want to see more. Oh yeah, also Agent Stone. I almost forgot Agent Stone. How do I do that? But it's a stretch, but I'd like to see Mel Knuckles, like with the fight with Knuckles, and maybe even Tails doll. Just have the gang with all their copies. I don't know. It'd be cool. Anyway, with that, I think the VAs would obviously all stay the same. And also, I don't want Jim Carrey to come back, so yeah, there's not a lot more I can say on that, so I guess now we talk about the plot. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is when I was writing the script, I decided, I'll just do like a little plot synopsis, but then I got way too invested into actually writing the story, so I just wrote like the first act of the film, kinda, so yeah, if anyone wants to recreate this with Sonic figures or something, I'd be honored. You should tag me in it, or like Sonic animation, because I'm not going to be editing this part. You can treat this part as a podcast moving forward, because oh boy, there's a lot here, and I don't know if I want to edit or just find pictures of all of this. So yep, treat it as a podcast, and let's start with the prologue scene. Also, I'm taking this in one take. I probably should say that, because this is a lot. Anyway, in the prologue scene, Rockwell shows her troops like frustration with Sonic and friends, and an officer gives Rockwell a quill that came out off of Sonic during a gun battle. Rockwell commands for the greatest scientists on the team. They're going to replicate Sonic. Sonic is running through the forest and ends up in New York. He gets attacked by Metal Sonic and quickly saved by Amy. They introduce each other, and Amy tells Sonic about Little Planet, a planet that circles Earth every, 1,000 years or 10,000 years, I don't know. Now, this planet has the power of time traveling. If Metal Sonic could get to that, he'd be unstoppable. Sonic and Amy head back to Tails and Knuckles, who are looking for them. Knuckles teases Sonic about having a girlfriend or something, I don't know, something that sounds in character for Knuckles, I think. Tom and Maddie start scolding Sonic for running off before. Tom sees Amy and tries to reason with Sonic. I don't know. I probably should mention this now. I'm not really a Sonic Amy shipper, or I just don't really care about Sonic Amy or whatever. I mean, if they want to do it, which is what I wrote down, then go ahead. Why not? There's a pink hedgehog and a blue hedgehog. So, why not, honestly? Yeah, but R.I.P. all the Sally Acorn fans. I wish I could say I cared. If I'm gonna be shot tomorrow. Anyway, yeah, Little Planet appears, and oh yeah, by the way, I should mention that in the earlier scene, they said they were going to replicate Sonic, and he ran to the future, which is why Metal Sonic was complete and had a bunch of clones. And he ran back in time with Amy for this all stuff to go down with Tom, Maddie, Tails, and Knuckles. So yeah, You soon see a little planet, and they just go ahead and get in it. Shadow just teleports in after they leave. It cuts to Tom and Maddie, so... Yep, Shadow talks about his knowledge of Little Planet. Talks about how Gerald wished he could time travel, but since the coming of Little Planet was too far, he simply couldn't. Tom and Maddie ask Shadow what he has to do with it, but Shadow replies by telling him there's a lot of danger on Little Planet. It can be a happy place, but chaos will arise if it's tampered with. And, Hailstall will spy on them too, I guess, to match with Rockwell's scheme. He probably made one of Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, like, medals of Sonic and Knuckles, and then Hailstall to just spy on all of them. That's all I got, really, so maybe you couldn't, like, recreate this with, like, figures because of all my cutaways, but I don't know, adaptations. I'm just begging for people to promote my content at this point. I'm not like ordering you like you better consider my ideas, because at the end of the day this is just like my predictions and what I think will happen. And yeah, Shadow will return, I think. And I think Rockwell will be a pretty big part of the movie, as she was in Sonic 3. And it'd be kind of weird if we just ditched her. Or at least I think so. Or who knows, maybe she dies. Like, I could say the same thing about Olive Garden guy in Sonic 2, and he just dies in Sonic 3. So, yeah, that's about all I got for the plot, and let's talk about the ending and post-credit scene. Treat this section the same as the last section, because, again, editing photos for this would be just too hard. Anyway, Neo Metal has all the time stones and are battling Team Supersonic, or Super Team Sonic, I don't know. Anyway, SuperSonic and friends, they defeat Neo Metal and a time warp happens. They can't really tell what's changed, and they head back to pick up Amy, and the movie just concludes with Team Sonic flying back to the house, before the title reappears and the credits roll. Oh yeah, I want to talk about the credits real quick. I'm so curious what they do with the credits, because if they do want to go the Sonic CD route, that would be a bit weird, because like we went from pixel art to slightly more slightly more cartoonish pixel art, like what happened from Sonic 1 to Sonic 2 in the games version. Like the sprites got more cartoonish in Sonic 2 the game, I think, and that kind of translated over to the movies. Adventure 2 was a little low poly, or at least for today's standards, so they went a little extra low poly for Sonic 3 credits. But if they were going the Sonic CD route, would they just go back to pixel art? I think they would go for a graphic style similar to Sonic Heroes, probably. Anyway, let's talk about that post-credit scene. Because of the time warp from earlier, an island appears on the map, and we see this destroyed city engulfed in flames. And then Silver's leg shows up, and then and then it just ends. Just like, yeah, Crisis City is in the present now. So, like, I don't know, a bit of reverse psychology from Sonic 06 kind of, or not psychology, but, you know, instead of Sonic and friends going to the future to see Crisis City, like, Crisis City comes to the present to see Sonic and friends kind of sort of deal. So that's about all I got on the post-credit scene. And you know what, maybe they would show Silver in full, and maybe even Blaze. So yeah, they may have questions like, who could have done this? Or something, and that leads to the final credits. Yep, there's only one post-credit scene. This script was written at like a time where I think there were rumors that multiple post-credit scenes would be present in the crap. Oh yeah, now I remember why I put this in the script. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna edit that part out, just for everyone to witness my stupidity. But Sonic 3 had 2 post-credit scenes. I almost forgot. Obviously the one with Amy and Sonic, but then Shadow just showed up out of nowhere. I don't think I'm gonna have a second post-credit scene. I mean, it wasn't my choice, but, you know, this is getting a bit awkward. Let's go to... oh my gosh. Let's go to the conclusion now. Sonic the Hedgehog 4 sounds like a very interesting film just from the post-credit scenes of Sonic 3 alone. So what do you guys want from Sonic 4? Is there anything you want that I missed? I'm sure there's a lot, actually, so give me a bunch of comments, because, you know, that helps with all the algorithm shenanigans, which they never promote my content for some reason. So, yeah, if you would like to, I would greatly appreciate a like, a subscription maybe. I would say we want to beat Dedaphilium, but I've lost hope at this point, so yep, this will be the last time I mention that whole rivalry thing. Dedaphilium, you're free to go, I guess. I don't know. He kind of sparked this whole thing to begin with, so you know what? Maybe it's your call to end the fight, but it kind of already ended. So, yeah, that's all I got for y'all, and I will see you next time.